Yes. Welcome back to the Practical Training Podcast with yours truly at Real Mike Bell, Mr. Mike Bell, Mike with PTPGun.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so blessed and so fortunate to be back talking to you guys. As you want to know, right here at PTP Gun, we're constantly trying to look out for the guys, trying to constantly be present in what's happening in the world of firearms and firearms training. And part of that investigation, part of that living in the moment, part of that being aware, having that situational awareness of what's going on has led me to talk about what I want to talk to you about today. That was a mouthful. Glad I got that out. All right, guys. So you've been around PTP long enough. You've been around Ryan or myself or any of the guys out at the range. You'll start to figure out one of the things we like to say here at PTP all the time. You'll hear us say it all the time is train, train, train. You got to train, man. It makes me think of You Got to Jump Man by Steve Harvey. You haven't seen that video, go check that out. But you got to train, man. Now, in order to be effective, in order to be deadly, in order to be the most effective person you can be with your firearm, you need to train. You must train. And part of that training that often goes overlooked, people get, fatigued with their routine fatigue, you call it that, whatever you like. Some of the stuff that they end up skipping over is the remedial stuff, right? It's always cool to get out to the range, load up your magazines, check your gear, fire off some rounds, do your training, doing firewall moving, different kinds of training like that, right? Holstering, drawing, all that different stuff. It's always good to train, but at the end of the day, when it comes time to sit down and break your firearms down and clean them up and get them ready and get them stored safely, right? That's one of those things that people just kind of put off. Another thing that people put off that we see out on the range and with talking to people is inspecting their gear, right? You got to inspect your gear. I know, right? Everybody wants to do the fun stuff. Everybody wants to go out and shoot. Everybody wants to do all that stuff, but you got to inspect your gear, guys. And, that plays into that safety factor. You don't want to go out with bad gear. You don't want to go out bad ammunition, right? You don't want any of that stuff to happen. And the question you got to ask yourself is this: well, what happens when all your training comes to bear, right? All of your exercises, they come to bear, and you actually find yourself in a situation where you have to use your firearm for self-defense. At that point, you better hope your gear is squared away, okay? Because God forbid you squeeze that trigger and nothing happens. God forbid you're dialed in, right? Anxiety's up, pressure's up, adrenaline's through the roof. You haven't trained for this yet, and all of a sudden you need to defend yourself or your loved ones, and you squeeze that trigger and nothing happens. Or, even worse, you squeeze that trigger and you sustain an injury because of bad ammunition. All right? And that brings me to what I want to talk to you guys about today. All right? As I was mentioning, we're out there, we're listening, we got our ear on the ground, all that other stuff. And something that I discovered last week that Ryan and I were talking about, because Ryan, all his classes, right, everything, the majority of the classes that he holds are generally used with Glocks and 9mm. And Ryan owns over 30 of the damn things, right? He's always buying 9mm ammunition. And with this past year, with everybody going out and buying firearms, we saw an ammunition shortage and all this other stuff. But, right, we're watching ammunition. And this past week, we got a notice saying that there have been several recalls of 9mm Luger ammunition. Now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and, for you audio-only guys, right, you ain't seeing this stuff, but for the guys on the stream, hey, listen, I encourage you guys to get over to YouTube and check it out. It's PTP Firearms Training. You can't get it wrong. You want to know the full name is PTPGun.com, Firearms Training, but I guarantee you just type in PTP Firearms Training, and you'll see what we're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up some stuff here on the screen, all right? And I'm going to read this for you guys on the audio only, but you guys on the YouTube and on the blog, right, you'll be able to watch this, all right? So this is from the Winchester website, okay? Let me scroll up a little bit so you guys can see it there. Winchester has determined the above lots of 9mm Luger 115 grain full metal jacketed hollow point ammunition may contain propellant that does not properly ignite and burn when the cartridge is fired. All right. Ammunition containing propellant that does not properly ignite and burn may result in a bullet remaining in the barrel. All right. You guys have heard that called bullet and bore obstruction, right? Firing a subsequent bullet into the bore obstruction, right? So you got a bullet stuck in the bore, then you go ahead, everything acts as normal. Your action goes into action, right? Releases, chambers a new round. You go to fire off that second round. Guess what happens, guys? That subsequent bullet is hitting that bore obstruction. That could cause firearm damage, right? Rendering the firearm inoperable. And this is the most important thing here, right? It could subject the shooter and bystanders to a risk of serious personal injury. That's pretty shocking, okay? What's even more shocking is when you find out how much of this ammunition was actually released, okay? But essentially, to sum it up for you guys is this, all right? There's a whole buttload of Luger, 9mm Luger 115 grain ammunition floating around out there on the streets today that's bad for your health, okay? Bad for your health, bad for your loved one's health, bad for your firearm's health. You need to be checking that out, right? So there is a bunch of there are a bunch of what are called lot numbers and symbols associated with each of these faulty boxes of ammunition. Now, I just want to let you guys know, if it's not Herter's, Winchester, or Browning ammunition, you don't got to worry about it. So if you are a buyer of Winchester or Herter's or Browning ammunition, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to go get your boxes and then come back and then compare it to this stuff, all right? So over here on the stream, right, you guys will be able to see these are the symbols that we're looking for and where to find them, right? We're looking for symbols on the Winchester. We're looking for symbols, what is that? Q4172, Red 9, USA 9 JHP, USA 9 MMVP, USA 9W, WW9B. That's a lot. Guys, there are bunches of these, and I'm not going to sit here and read them all off over the air. If you want to see what they are, there'll be links down in the description for audio only guys. And for you guys on the YouTube, there'll be links down in there. Of course, this will be in the notes too. I encourage you guys to head over to ptp-gun.com. This will be a blog article there. You'll be able to read, see all of it, see the pictures that you need to see, all that other stuff over there on ptp-gun.com in the blog section. All right. But there are a lot. Now, I mean, look at this. There's just all these different containers, all these different boxes of ammunition that are faulty, guys. There's so many of them. They're everywhere, right? And I can't really read off all the Winchester ones, but I can show you guys the Herter stuff, all right? Herter's is very simple. They have a single symbol on their box. It's called, it says HRT9A. Again, that's Hotel Romeo Tango 9 Alpha. If you guys could find that on your box, then you need to look a little bit further into the lot numbers. SC13LD44, SC13LD45, SD10LD44, and SD10LD45. All right, those are the Herter's brands, and you can see here on the image, and there'll be a picture down there and links in the description to find this. But that'll show you where your lot number is stamped, and it'll show you where the symbol is that we're looking for. All right. So essentially, when you open up your box of Herter's, you pull off that tab, kind of like a box of cereal. You pull that thing back, right? On the two little flappies, right? The symbol's going to be up there on the top. That's where you're going to look for that HRT9A. And then embossed along that front lip that tucks back into the box, that's where that lot number is going to be stamped. All right, you're going to want to be looking for that. All right, and then the Browning is similar. There's not as many. There's only a couple boxes of this, if you want to call them that, a couple of lines of the Browning 9mm Luger 115 grain full metal jacket ammunition that's subject to the recall. The symbol for this is Bravo 198000092, and the lot numbers on these are SC13LD20 or SD10LD20. All right, again, a lot of language, a lot of words, lot of stuff going on there, a lot of letters, a lot of numbers. Guys, head over, find the blog on PTPGun.com. You'll see all of this stuff there. We'll walk you guys through it. The message here, okay? I know there is a lot. In fact, there is, just looking at it, there's let me bounce back over here. There's, what is that? 4, 8, 12, 30 or 40 different lot numbers of Winchester ammunition that could possibly be faulty, that could possibly compromise your situation, could possibly be a danger to your health, prevent you from effectively eliminating a threat, right? This is serious, guys. This is serious. You need to examine your boxes of ammunition. And I know that is a Texas-size amount of ammunition. And with the cost of 9mm today, guys, I'm telling you, I bet you a steak dinner, someone is definitely losing their job over this. Not me, all right? Now, there's a bright side to this whole mess, I guess, right? So any ammunition, this is the key that you need to understand. Now, I know this recall was issued, I think, on the 21st of June. Pretty recent. All right, guys. Yeah, June 21, 2021. All right. 21st June, 2021. So it's about a week old here, guys. If you bought your ammunition before March 25th, 2021, your ammunition is not subject to the recall. All right. I'm going to repeat that again. Any ammunition bought before March 25th is not subject to the recall. All right, guys. Now, if you have any questions, if I don't answer your question good enough here, or if you have any questions, I encourage you guys just to head over to the Winchester website or the Browning website. Now, Herter's is owned by Winchester, and then they're all using the same ammunition. They're just stamping it and selling it a little bit different. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. But you can head over to either the Browning website or the Winchester website, or you could just type in Winchester or Browning ammunition recall. You'll get a lot of information there about it, okay? But there's a phone number, and I'll put it out here so you guys can maybe write this down while you're driving. You can call at any time, 844-653-8358. That's 844-653-8358, right? And you can talk to Winchester over there. You can get your you get the situation squared away. All right, guys? So that kind of covers that, but I want to tell you guys something, all right? This is what I want you to do. In fact, I'm going to actually change the screen up here so y'all can see my ugly mug for a minute, and then we'll go back to this guy here, all right? Because, yeah, I don't really like that. What is that? Bop. All right. I want you to do this. I want you, first let me put it like this, all right? If you're like a lot of people I know that just dump their ammunition into cans, right? They get their boxes of ammunition, they come home and they just dump them out into an ammo can. They just carry that can around with them, right? I want you to stop doing that, right? Just stop it. Or if you're going to do that, save your boxes, all right? And slide them down beside the ammunition, okay? And the reason I want you to do that is for moments like this, because this isn't the first time a big recall like this has happened, and it's not going to be the last. All right. Save your boxes, because if you're like me, you can't remember if it was March 25th that you bought your ammunition, if it was May 5th, if it was April 14th, if it was, or what, right? So you're going to be real hard pressed. And if you're not saving your receipts, right, and all that other stuff. So make sure you're saving your boxes, okay, until you deplete that box, and then you can throw it away and get something else. All right. And there's more to it, all right? I want you guys right now, if you're listening to this or you're reading this or anything else, watching this on YouTube, watching this on the blog, I want you to go check your ammunition for 2 reasons, okay? I want you to check your ammunition to see if you're part of this recall. Now, if you don't own 9mm, I still want you to go check your ammunition. Always check and inspect your gear, okay? Go over there and shuffle your ammunition in your ammo cans. Open up the box, check it. Right? Make sure you have enough. Make sure you're not depleted in ammunition. Make sure everything's good, nice and dry. Make sure you've got that desiccant in your ammo cans and in your hurt locker, okay? Put that stuff in there. Make sure that you're keeping your ammunition squared away. Because at the end of the day, guys, you know, and there's really only one way to say this. At the end of the day, you're either effective with your firearm or you're not. And I want you guys to be as effective as possible. And in order to be effective, you need to train. Okay, and part of that training is inspecting your gear, and ammo was included in that. All right, guys, with that, we out.